I found out my partner is cheating, so I organized a big birthday party where I reveal all the proof in front of his family. It started with a gut feeling. A strange shift in Ryan's behavior, nothing drastic, just small things. The way he started guarding his phone more closely, the sudden late nights at work, the distant looks when I spoke to him. At first, I brushed it off. We'd been together for 4 years and I thought we were solid. I didn't want to be that girlfriend, the paranoid one who jumps to conclusions over nothing. But when you love someone, you notice the changes, even the subtle ones. One evening, while Ryan was in the shower, his phone buzzed on the nightstand. Normally, I wouldn't snoop. But something about the name flashing on the screen, Lisa, made my stomach drop. Lisa Harper was a friend of ours, part of our social circle, someone I had confided in more times than I could count. My fingers trembled as I unlocked his phone. He had never changed his passcode, probably assuming I'd never check. What I found was undeniable. Hundreds of messages, secret meet-ups, plans disguised as work dinners, inside jokes that were far too intimate. Photos. A wave of nausea hit me. My hands turned to ice, my heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was an affair, and it had been happening for months. I wanted to scream. I wanted to confront him the moment he stepped out of the shower. But as I stared at the messages, another thought crept into my mind. If I exploded now, it would be over in an instant. He'd lie, deflect, make excuses. No. He needed to feel the weight of what he'd done. He needed to face the consequences in a way he'd never forget. And that's when the idea hit me. Ryan's birthday was in 2 weeks. I had already planned a huge party for him, family, friends, colleagues, everyone he cared about. Instead of canceling, I would use it. I would give him a birthday to remember. But not for the reasons he expected. For the next 2 weeks, I played my role flawlessly. I smiled. I kissed him goodnight. I asked about his day and even pretended to be excited about his birthday. Every time he texted Lisa in secret, every time he left for one of their so-called work meetings, I swallowed my fury and reminded myself. Patience. I went all out with the party planning, making sure the guest list was as packed as possible. Ryan's parents were flying in. His childhood best friend, whom he hadn't seen in years, had RSVP'd. Even Lisa, the woman who had stabbed me in the back, accepted the invitation, completely unaware of the storm brewing. The night before the party, I barely slept. I rehearsed every word in my mind, imagining the look on his face, the hush that would fall over the crowd. It had to be perfect. And then, finally, the day arrived. The venue was breathtaking. Fairy lights twinkled above the outdoor patio, soft music played in the background, and guests mingled with drinks in hand. Ryan was in his element, grinning ear to ear, completely oblivious. He kissed my cheek as he thanked me for everything, whispering, "You're the best, babe." The audacity. Lisa arrived in a sleek red dress, the kind that demanded attention. She hugged me like a dear friend, all false warmth and hollow smiles. I returned the embrace, feeling the weight of betrayal but keeping my mask firmly in place. As the night progressed, I waited for the perfect moment. And then, as the cake was brought out, candles glowing, and everyone gathered to sing, I stepped forward, microphone in hand. I took a deep breath, my hands steady. "Thank you all for coming tonight. It means the world to Ryan." I turned to him with a soft smile, watching as his face filled with pride. "And since birthdays are about celebration and honesty," I continued, "I think this is the perfect time to share something very special." I pulled out my phone and connected it to the projector. The room fell into an uneasy silence. A slideshow appeared on the screen behind me. The first image was a screenshot of Ryan's texts to Lisa, complete with heart emojis and declarations of love. The second, a photo of them, sitting too close at a bar, her hand on his thigh. The third, a message from Lisa confirming their last rendezvous just 2 days ago. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Someone murmured, "Oh my God." I could hear Ryan's mother whispering his name in horror. Ryan shot up, his face drained of all color. "Emma, what the hell?" "Shush," I interrupted, holding up a finger. "I'm not finished." I turned to the guests. "I planned this party to celebrate Ryan. And what better way to celebrate him than to show you all who he really is? To his family. To his friends, meet Ryan, the man who has been cheating on me for months. And meet Lisa, my dear friend, who was more than happy to help him do it." Lisa's face was ghostly white. She looked at Ryan, then at the dozens of eyes staring at her in shock and disgust. This is," she stammered, but she had nothing. No excuses. Ryan reached for me, desperation setting in. "Emma, please. Let's talk. There's nothing left to say." My voice was calm, steady, victorious. I turned on my heel and walked out, leaving behind stunned silence and Ryan's crumbling reputation. The night wasn't just his birthday anymore. It was the night he lost everything. And I walked away with my dignity, my head held high, and the sweet taste of justice on my lips. Update. Ryan called. He texted. He begged. I never responded. Lisa disappeared from our social circle, humiliated beyond repair. The party became legendary. Whispered about in friend groups and retold at dinner tables. As for me, I moved on. Stronger, wiser, and with the knowledge that sometimes, the best revenge isn't anger or chaos. Sometimes, it's a well-executed plan. And a microphone. Thanks for all the supportive comments.